All right, y'all. Y'all read the title. Y'all already know what it is. Y'all feeling it. Y'all experiencing it. And if you don't experience it yourself, you know some people who are. You might be helping them out financially. Let's keep it a buck, man. Real talk. First, like it before you light it. Hit the sub before you hit the bud. And join the team before you hit the green.
Hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up.
And I'm finna just cancel all my memberships. No more Netflix, Hulu, no more nothing. I'ma just watch the wall. No more Apple Music. I'ma just listen to myself talk. No more gym. I'ma just do push-ups, sit-ups, and squats on the goddamn floor, bro. Bro, getting high as hell. Like, I got a notification yesterday in my email from Apple saying that they increased my Apple Music bill $12 a month. But that shit used to be $9 a month, gang.
And they always increase it because they profits are decreasing or they're trying to appease shareholders. It ain't like they just have to. It's like they want to keep making what they've been making. So they pass the cost of doing business down to us.
I can't keep doing this no more. I look up, Apple done took some money out of my account. A price increase on some. Went to go get some hibachi yesterday. They put on the intercom that they increased their prices. On my soul. Same I used to get for $10.96, $15 now. I can't. No, I'm not even finna eat food no more. I'm finna just start eating the skin off my body.
So I've come to the conclusion that I'm probably never gonna work again. This job market is fucking awful. Even with the amount of experience that I have, places I've worked, resume is pretty good. And I can't even get a fuck you email. No follow-ups for interviews, nothing like that. Had one offer, was terrible, had to turn it down. Interviewed with like 3 or 4 other companies, didn't get selected. Job market's absolute shit, and it's horrible. So yeah, I've just come to the conclusion that I'm probably never going to work again. I don't even think these jobs are real that they're posting because, you know, like I said, you don't hear shit back, anything like that. So it almost just feels like it's a big waste of time anymore. So yeah, just had to get that off my chest.
Hey, I've seen videos talking about fake job postings. They just collecting data. Real talk, no job for real. They just want your information.
So what's the plan when nobody has anything to lose? Because as far as I'm concerned, there's so many people opting out of having kids. Nobody can afford to buy a house. Nobody can really afford to buy new cars. People are driving around 12-plus-year-old cars that are like breaking down, me being one of them. And nobody really owns anything because everything's a subscription service. So like, what do you even have? And now that people are being threatened with losing their jobs, like I'm in an industry that like the past 2 years has been under threat of layoffs and firings every so often. When you don't have a job either, and therefore like you don't have health insurance, you have nothing to lose. And I don't know, to me, in my mind, that creates a very unstable situation because people that have nothing to lose either hide away and get depressed and hold themselves away somewhere, or they act kind of not violently. And yeah, I've just been thinking about that lately because I've just been wondering what that would actually look like here, because I feel like we might be coming upon
washed as a society.
Shit, we might be coming none. People are getting desperate, and desperate times call for desperate measures.
Into thinking that we have to be productive at all times and that working harder than other people is some badge of honor, as if that's why we are on this earth, is to just make widgets for other people. And we're so brainwashed that most people will never wake up to this, but I'm so glad I did. But for a long time, I drank the Kool-Aid. I graduated early from college, jumped right into work, into consulting, proud to be working 50, 60 hours a week. Then I just kept going and climbing the ladder. I was a marketing director at 30, successful on the outside and on LinkedIn and on paper and making a lot of money, but at home was crying sometimes after work. I was so stressed and anxious that I couldn't sleep. I had nothing going on outside of work. I was so mentally and socially burnt out, I didn't want to do anything. And I felt like a shell of myself. And everyone's like this. But then we shame other people who are stay-at-home moms or working part-time. Are you kidding me? We've lost so much sense of the purpose of being a human on this planet. And we think that it's to work and have things to show off for that work and compare ourselves against others. Like, ooh, you work at a desk job, but I work in construction and therefore I'm a harder worker. We've just lost so much sight of it. And most people, like I said, will just keep going on the treadmill and they don't even have these realizations. I had this realization at 30. I'm glad I did. Life is presumably harder to operate in this society after you realize these things. But once you do, there's no going back.
Now, she said something in the video. They just want us to work. Now, this is how most of these people look at us Americans right here. Watch this.
We live in a generation that's got to work. You know, we keep giving and giving and giving and giving. It comes to a point, when's enough? You know,
how generous can we be? You know, like how hard is a pregnancy? It's just a baby.
Yes, we live in a capitalist country, you know, we got to quit being socialist. So
your only value to me in the country is if you work.
I know many women who have a baby and go to work next day.
I know many women who have the baby on the job and then the baby starts working next to them because it's a capitalist country. We got to work.
Maybe a day or two or something like that, but full maternity leave and that kind of stuff. What's next? You know, maternity leave or
paternal leave, death leave, vacation. You know, we live in a feudalistic system and I need to have my serfs work. What do they think? They live in a democracy?
Yeah, so my thing is enough's enough of just charity and giving out. And I'm a charitable person, you know, I'm obviously run a ministry that helps people, you know.
A ministry that helps people, man. Y'all a damn fool if y'all vote this dude into office. Y'all are crazy as hell if this becomes the next Florida governor. I hope everything bad happens to you if you put this man in office. And listen, let's just call a spade a spade. Ain't no black people gonna vote for this. It's gonna be nothing but some Hispanic people who want to assimilate with white people and white people. That's the only people that would be foolish enough to put him in office. Y'all hear what he's saying? Boy, anything related to socialism, dog, he is going to cut it. Y'all crazy.
Because listen, I'm a really good guy because I run this ministry that absolves me of guilt while I take women's rights away on a regular basis.
But there's a difference in enabling.
We need to stop enabling because, I mean, I don't do work myself. I pay people below poverty wages to do work for me. But these lazy pregnant women got to work.
We live in a generation that's...
There you go.
Nobody watches TV anymore. Look at this 55-inch TV, a smart TV, $198, $498 for a 75-inch smart TV. This is crazy. No one watches TV anymore.
Subscription plans for appliances. My son works at Lowe's. He sells appliances. He's done it for about 5 or 6 years, and they were just notified and trained on how to sell subscription plans for appliances. Those who are buying new appliances, you like that ice maker, you want it to work, it's going to cost you a monthly fee between $25 and $30. But what they're saying is this way, if it breaks, we'll send somebody out to fix it for you. To me, that screams, we know we can't make an ice maker for a refrigerator that's going to work for a good amount of time. So let's just charge you a monthly fee because we know we're going to have to send a tech out there to replace parts. That way we don't lose our ass off.
You know what's crazy though, dog? Them appliances that were built before this technological age came about are still working for the most part. And they're cheap to fix. The washer and dryers that don't have any computer chips in them, those are the ones that last forever. The refrigerator that ain't got no damn ice makers and stuff in them, those are the ones that last forever. This is crazy.
He says other subscription for other appliances are coming. When he gets that information, he'll share it with us. So multifamily apartments in California, you want to open your front door, you got to use this app. It costs $80 a month to unlock your front door.
Yeah.
On top of your rent.
Did a video about that yesterday.
You ever really thought about how much of your check is spent just to keep getting a paycheck? Like, really think about that shit now. You need a car to get to work. Now you got a car payment, maintenance, gas, insurance, all because you got to get to the place that pays you. And don't forget, you need clothes for work that you got to pay for. You got to eat while you're at work. Regardless if you buy that shit outside of work or if you buy it at the grocery store and bring it from home, you still got to pay for it for work. And if you got kids, you got to pay somebody to watch your kids so you can go make money to take care of your kids. Like, what the fuck? So now I'm thinking, how much of the money we call income is actually improving our life? Because some people, they ain't working 8 hours a day just to build a life. They're working 8 hours a day just to afford every fucking thing required to come back and work another 8 tomorrow. That shit is deeper than being broke. That's a fucking cycle. And if you never stop long enough to see the cycle, you'll spend your whole fucking life financing your ability to stay inside the cycle. But think about that.
The job market is.
And look, one thing he didn't mention is the taxes too. You're paying taxes to the government so that you can keep going to work. Because guess what? If you stop paying your taxes, they can lock you up. So you're paying taxes to keep yourself free and to be able to stay in this rat race.
Your ability to
Jobs are deliberately making it hard. They will literally get upset with you for applying for a position that they list. You'll call like, hey, I applied 2 weeks ago and I'm just calling about the status of my application. And they'll be like, we'll pass it along to a manager, and you'll never hear from them again. I took it a step further and I started walking into places because I need a job. And y'all saying y'all are hiring and then nobody's calling. Nobody's checking these resumes. So I'm starting to just walk in, resume in hand. Hi, I put in an application like 2 weeks ago. Just looking to talk to a manager. Everybody looks confused. Manager comes out like, oh, actually, we just got done hiring a class. Everybody has the same story. Y'all are deliberately, like, I'm starting to think everything is a conspiracy theory. I'm starting to think like these jobs are in cahoots with the government to not hire people, to not hire anybody, because it's ridiculous how many applications I have put in and actually went into the place and then had interviews and they're like, we love your energy. Oh my God, you will fit right in. Oh my God, you have all this experience. We're going to give you a call back. And then you never hear, man, get out of my face.
Hey, she got to factor in the fact too. Is your name not an Anglo-Saxon name? A lot of your resumes are getting straight tossed based on what your name sounds like. So if it got a in it, a Tashika, a Nashika, guess what? 100% your application at some point have just been tossed based on your name. And then you know that the unemployment rate for black folks is twice that of white folks. So you know, when they say systemically it ain't no prejudice, they're lying.
I quit my job on Friday. Today's Tuesday. I quit my job on Friday. I gave my 2 weeks so I don't burn bridges, because you never should burn a bridge. You never know. You never know. So never in your life burn a bridge. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care. So on Friday, I walked into my boss's office and I said, I'm giving my 2 weeks. I've been there 8 years. Job before that, I was there 19. Job before that, I was there 5. I've never not worked since I was 14 years old. But I look like this because of my job, and I can't do it anymore. I can't do it anymore. And I know the job market is toxic, and I know the economy is shit. I have a little bit of savings that I can live off of for a little bit. I'll be okay. My daughter leaves for college in 2 weeks, and the first, basically 2 years of her college is paid for. So I don't have to worry about that. It will just be me and my cat.
Just please tell me your daughter not going to no liberal arts major type of thing. Please. I just hope she ain't getting no basket weaving degree, or that money was going to just, you might as well have burned that money. Ain't going to be no job waiting for him.
And I will find a job. I don't care if it's Home Depot. I don't care. My job was slowly killing me, and life is too short. I could be hit by a bus tomorrow and I will die, working at a place that has just drained me. I've lost 50 pounds. I look like this because of my job. I'm not doing it anymore. I don't care. I've given them everything, and they've moved me around like a chess piece, and they've taken advantage of me, and I've given 60 hours a week, and I missed my daughter's prom, and I've missed so many things because of this place, and I'm not allowing it anymore. You only live once. And now I'm not telling anybody to quit their jobs because, like I said, the job market sucks, the economy sucks. Don't do it. I can't believe I did it. I'll figure it out, though. I always have, and I always will. But yeah, I quit my job. And I don't think I've ever felt so liberated in my life. I will work at the grocery store down the street. I have no problem. I don't care. My pride's fine. I will do what it takes. I will always do what it takes. I will work 5 jobs if I have to just to get by. But right now, I'm going to take 3 weeks off, and then we'll figure it out. But I am burnt out, and I look like this because of my job, and I will not allow it anymore.
Look, I was listening to this dude that likes to shit on Donald Trump all the time. He is a 12-year experienced occupational therapist that specializes in dealing with dementia patients, Alzheimer's, and things of that nature, right? He basically went over the fact that if the minimum wage kept up with inflation, then it should be around $66 an hour. Now, he goes into detail how he had to fight tooth and nail in order to get a increase in salary to the point of now which he makes $60 an hour. Anyone watching this video, $60 an hour, if you're doing that, you're doing pretty well for yourself for the most part. But the crazy thing is this, that's still less than what the minimum wage is supposed to be had it kept up with inflation. That's food for thought.
How is this normal? How is any of this normal? We're just like, well, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? You know, just got to keep doing, keep on, keep it on. Just keep on working.
Just work harder.
It's fucking dumb. Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this? You did this to me. You! Now I got to do this shit for the foreseeable future until I don't know, invent something awesome. Dumb.
Oh my God, are y'all paying attention to what's going on? Like, I just seen multiple videos on my timeline of people have stopped paying their bills. They said that, times are so hard, and if the government ain't got to pay their bills, we shouldn't have to pay our bills either. So they're literally... One comment said that she works for a major bank, and I want to say she said 35% of people who got mortgage loans are not paying their mortgage, and the banks don't know what to do. People have stopped paying their bills. Like, it's a no bill paying trend out right now, y'all, where they like, come on, join me, stop paying your bills. Y'all not scared? I mean, well, you already, if you ain't got it, you just ain't got it. I'm gonna ask my husband what he want to do.
Y'all know what's interesting? She said the government ain't got to pay their bills. Why should we? Y'all know that Social Security, man, depending on who you ask, is supposed to go insolvent within the next 5 years. It's just depending on who you ask. Therefore, that's a bill that they are not paying. You signed a promissory note, basically, to keep paying these people their Social Security benefits, and you ain't gonna be able to pay them? Shit, y'all better stop paying these people, bro. I ain't saying go out there and stop paying like the most important stuff, but any thing that ain't gonna really help you in life, cut it out. Stop paying it, bro.
Math ain't fucking math and no more. Can we talk about how people literally cannot afford to go to work anymore? And before somebody jumps in here with that, oh, nobody wants to work bullshit, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people are doing the math. Gas is expensive, food is expensive, rent is expensive, childcare is expensive. Fuck, existing is expensive. And I genuinely cannot believe there are jobs that are still paying $14, $15, $16, $17, $18 an hour. Like, I don't mean that disrespectfully. I'm just shocked that those wages still exist in this economy.
You know, the crazy thing is, I'm really not that old, bro. I was alive when making $18 an hour was good money. I was an adult when $18 was good money because you had places that had $700 rent. You can get a car note that was like $300. You making $20 an hour, $20 at a 40-hour a week work rate, that's $800. $1,600, $3,200 for the month. Your rent $700, your car note $300. You got money left over even after you pay taxes. I was alive during that time. Now, man, bro, you gotta be making $40 an hour just to afford life. And guess what? Go find a job right now on Indeed that's paying $40 an hour and watch how hard it is to get it.
Because who can actually afford to work those jobs? You're commuting, paying for gas, putting wear and tear on your car. Yep. Paying for childcare, buying work clothes, buying lunches, and trying to survive on top of that. At what point does punching the time clock start costing more than staying at home? And that's the conversation I don't think that some people we're not having. Like, it's not existing. People are always quitting. People aren't quitting because they're lazy or because they don't want to work. Some people are making impossible choices because the numbers simply aren't adding up anymore. I honestly don't even know how this country is functioning the way it is, because there are millions of people doing everything that we're told to do, working hard, showing up, putting in the hours, and they're still drowning. If someone works full time and still can't afford to live, maybe the problem isn't the worker. Maybe it's the fact that wages have not kept up with the reality of what it costs to actually survive. And that's not a personal failure. It's a societal one.
Hey, man, hopefully history repeats itself. Right now, we're definitely in a recession, whether they want to admit it or not. But hopefully the next president comes and gets us out of this thing. That's what's been happening since I was born. A Republican president puts us in a recession, then a Democratic president comes and saves us. And then we have a few years of good times, and then another Republican president comes, and then we get placed into a recession. That's been the case since I've been alive. Think about it. George Bush, recession. Obama comes after. Then guess what? Biden, still, we wasn't in a recession. Then guess what? Republican president comes along, and now we're in a recession again. The last 5 recessions have been under Republican presidents. Did you know that? Crazy. Now, I think both sides are bullshit. I'm just saying, but seems like the Democrats get us out of the recession every time.
I was a Republican longer than I've been a Democrat, and today I want to show you why I changed. Not with opinions, with the scoreboard. Since Reagan, more than 4 decades, 10 presidents, 5 Republican, 5 Democratic. Same rules, same data, but no bullshit. Because the economy isn't one issue among many. It's the only issue that touches every single one of us. So we're going to check the scoreboard. Jobs. Over the last 40 years, Republican presidents have netted on the bottom 7.1 million jobs. Democratic presidents have netted 50.1 million. Recessions. There's been a total of 5 since Reagan. Republican presidents, 5. Democratic presidents, 0. Stocks. The cumulative S&P 500 returns, Republican presidents have netted a plus 50%. Democratic presidents have netted a plus 149%. Debt, the party that calls itself fiscally responsible, but Republican presidents have added $19.4 trillion to the gross federal debt. Democratic presidents have added 19.9. It's essentially the same debt, but completely different results. And if the numbers are this lopsided, you got to ask yourself, why does half of the country still believe the opposite? Because someone sold them a story. I don't think Republicans are stupid. That's not how I roll. But they have been sold a story so many times that they have stopped checking to see if it's true. The GOP has, in fact, been terrible at jobs, weak on the market, and they're the ones who are in office for every recession. That's the record. With a scoreboard like that, you'd almost expect them to change the subject every time. Rigged elections, phony investigations, whatever story is trending today. It's like having a D student blame the grading system for not becoming valedictorian. If it's wrong, prove me wrong. And if you can't, don't change the subject back to the culture war. Changing the subject does not change the score. I didn't leave the GOP because I stopped loving the flag of my country. I left because the numbers stopped matching the speeches. Look, I'm just a grandfather in a garage. I'm hoping we can spend less time judging each other and more time measuring the facts. The scoreboard does not care about the story because the truth is still free. If you want more scoreboards instead of stories, then follow along as we gear up for the next election. We will talk more politics. Until next time, Cups talk, bullshit walk. I'm always rooting for you.
You should not feel half as bad about your financial situation after I tell you what I'm about to tell you. I'm a Domino's delivery driver as my second job. Yesterday, I delivered to a ritzier family, real nice people. I talk to them every time I go over there, real nice people. So my normal shtick, hey, how you doing? You know, how's the day going? You know, my normal shtick. And he says, well, I'm not doing too good, man. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm just the Domino's guy, but what's happening? He said the economy is so bad right now, he's like, I can no longer support anything. He's like, I'm 2 months behind on my mortgage. I can't afford anything. He's like, I am dying out here. And I'm just like looking around at his house. I'm like, man, I want to relate to you, but I live in a mobile home. Like, dude. And then he gets more into it. He said, I've been trying to sell my house now for 4 to 5 months because I can't afford it. He's like, but no one can pay for it, and I still owe too much on the mortgage. He said, they have me trapped. No one can buy it. I can't get off from under it. I can't downsize. He said he only has 2 cars now, which are just pretty standard cars, newer, but just standard, etc. And I'm just standing there, and I'm like, holy crap, are we all just suffering equally right now? So if you're out there and you think you're doing absolutely horrid financially, You're not. Even the richier people who were great 10 years ago are sitting there begging for change now. And that says something. That's sad. I never expected to hear that from someone who, from what I know, works some office job. I don't know what he does, but you can tell he's a white-collar dude. Yeah. So even the white-collar guys are going, shit. Like, so I'm suffering, you're suffering, they're suffering. Shit, we're all suffering.
I told y'all, bruh, a lot of them people who live in them nice houses, drive the nice fancy cars, they just got on golden handcuffs. Their handcuffs are just, you know, on the outside, they look better than your handcuffs. They all in the rat race, still spinning that hamster wheel, bro. It is what it is, man. And the crazy thing is this, a lot of people are in that situation. They need to sell a house that they bought 10 years ago when the interest rates were really, really low, when we had historically low interest rates. The problem is this, though. You had that 2 to 3% interest rate and your house appreciated. You took out a loan for like 300, 400,000, but now your house is worth 500, 600,000 and you don't want to sell it at a loss. But the thing is this, even if you did try to sell that same house at the price you bought it for, the numbers don't work out no more because the interest rates now are high. So even if you could sell it for 400,000 like you bought it, when the interest rates are 6%, they can't afford it. You're stuck. All right, well, that's the end of the video. Hope y'all learned something. I hope y'all holding your head up high, man. We're going to get past this, dog. One day it's going to be all good again. For a little while, then you know somebody going to put us back into it. It's a cycle, bro. This is what we go through, dog. When I was becoming an adult, we was in a downturn economically. And then a few years later, Obama got in office and we started to see prosperity again. We're just going through the cycle again, bro. Y'all be cool.
Hype me up. Hype me up.